I wanted to do this video for so long and the opportunity has now just come about. HelloFresh reached out to me to sponsor an Instagram reel and a TikTok, and I've always wanted to do like a YouTube thing to like review it as a vegan, because they only technically have vegetarian options but most of them are like accidentally vegan. But I've always wanted to do a review of it and now is the opportunity. So this is not sponsored, but it's just going to be a review of all the meals, what I think of it, all that kind of stuff. Totally honest, 100% genuine, just to let you guys know how it is. I thought I have to go, but I thought I would quickly unbox this for you guys. It's honestly huge. I did not realize how big and heavy the boxes actually were, but it makes sense because obviously there's a lot of food in here. But it's kind of crazy. So again, I've always wanted to make this video, but I've always wanted to just try it out for myself too, because what a cool little thing. The box came so quick. Hey boy. The box came so quickly too. Placed order like 3-4 days ago and it already got here. Already in terms of speed, 10. Oh, we have all of our little recipe cards. Cute, very cute. And oh, interesting. I have no clue what to expect for any of this, but in my head I feel like I have seen this in some capacity, is that they send you everything you need for every single meal in one little package, so that everything's like, I thought it was all gonna be like shambles in the box. But okay, so this is the lentil cottage pie with mushrooms. Then we've got the falafel couscous with blistered tomatoes, olives, and feta. Creamy mushroom lovers ravioli. It's zulava mushroom. Indonesian style stir fried noodles with fried eggs and crispy shallot. We also have one singular loose garlic that was somehow in the box. Love that for her. In the bottom of the box actually is other things. This is the mushroom ravioli, and I didn't realize that they were pre-made, which is interesting. And falafels. Really cute packaging actually. This is actually the night that I'm filming for my Instagram reel and my TikTok thing. So got the falafel couscous with blistered tomatoes, olives, and feta. That's on the menu tonight and I'm so excited. So this is the little meal card thing for this bowl with all the ingredients and stuff. And the instructions on the other side. And I already got the instructions dirty, lol. That's very me, that's on brand. Also, this says it takes 30 minutes to do, so let's see how long it takes us. Alright, it is all coming together relatively quickly. We've got the couscous. I just boiled the water, poured it in there. Couscous, God bless how quick couscous is. The falafels. The falafels smell so good and they're almost done in the oven. So I just have to finish chopping the veg and I think we're like basically finished. It's literally been 10 minutes. So this is a quick one. Everything else is literally ready. So it's taking me under 15 minutes. The last thing I have to do is just blister these little tomatoes. We're done. We've got a meal, which is pretty freaking impressive. We're just about to start plating. We've got all the cameras set up. Couscous. We got our little falafel. Now for me as a vegan, the only two things I couldn't eat in this was the spicy mayonnaise, which I made my own. Not that hard, just a little bit of like hot sauce and mayo. And then they also included feta, which I will not which I won't be using either. I don't have any vegan feta right now, but that would go really well on top of this. But I'm gonna give this to my brother because he still eats dairy and he will very much enjoy a little bit of feta. Two things that I thought of that I kind of love so far. The one is that everything individually packaged, which is obviously not good environmental wise. We can recycle soft plastics where I live, so it's a little less bad, but I know a lot of places don't. So single-use plastic is like, I just don't know how they get around that. Any like prepackaged anything, right, usually comes in stuff. So, but in terms of like everything separated, it's nice because, you know, my family is full of adventurous eaters, but like still very particular about certain things. Like one doesn't like olives, one doesn't like cilantro, one, you know what I mean? So everything's individually whatever packaged, and so you can toss in and customize everybody's, which is really nice. Like it doesn't like come all together. So like if one person doesn't want something, you don't have to put it on their plate, which is really nice. I think that it's really, really cool that it comes with literally everything you need. Other than like this recipe did call for like olive oil, so obviously you'd have to have olive oil and like salt and pepper. But it would be really good if you were like moving into somewhere or like something and you like had no food ready. Like if you were moving to a new apartment or like a new house, and you know, like when you first get there and things are just chaotic and either you like order out or whatever, but if you still wanted to make something yourself, one of these boxes I feel like would be so good. It has everything you need and nothing left over. I don't know, that's something that popped into my head. I remember when I moved out, that first shop, that first whatever, it's just chaotic. So it would be like a really good thing, I think. Also love, see, I'm already loving so much, this just individual package of like olives, because you know sometimes you get like olives, you get an ingredient for a recipe and then that one ingredient is like so much of it and you only really needed like this much of it, but obviously you can't buy just like a little bit, tiny bit. So that's also really good in terms of food waste for people. I really do try and use everything that we buy, throw it into other things, but I know sometimes it's like, oh, now I have all of this, like what do I do with it? So that's really smart too. Also, the blistered tomatoes, I feel like really takes it to another level. I don't usually blister my tomatoes, but I don't know, it did something, like it's good. I've already started, so it doesn't look as nice as it did before. We got our falafels, the couscous, the blistered tomatoes, spicy mayo on top, the little salad thing, the lemon. Honestly, that little bit of lemon, the squeeze of lemon, really adds to it. I'm loving it. The falafels are really good. The falafels were like pre-made. I thought I was gonna have to make them and I was like, I know it's gonna take more than 30 minutes. But so the falafels were pre-made and then you just have to like cut everything up, toss it together. Again, I was done in like 15 minutes. This, haven't finished it yet, but I'm already gonna give it like, honestly, a 10 out of 10. I'm loving it. I'm loving the flavors. I'm loving the color. Yeah, there's nothing that I don't love about it. So I can't even give it lower than a 10. Don't mind me, I'm just finishing a chocolate chip cookie. Such a gloomy day outside, like it's literally pouring rain. We just got back from a dog walk, got soaked, and it's so cold too. You know that like rain cold when it's like a little bit windy and it's raining and it's just, yeah, it's gross. So we need something nice and delicious, and it's been so gray all day too. Yeah, it's not like it. It's not like the cozy kind of, just kind of like the sad kind of gray. Today we are going to do the Indonesian style fried rice noodles with fried egg and crispy shallot. What? Honestly, when they say crispy onions, that gets me excited. I love a crispy onion. Elevates any dish. We've got all of our little sauces. So we've got some sweet chili. Yummy. We've got our vegetarian oyster sauce. So I've added my bell peppers, bok choy, I'm gonna add all my other veggies. And I don't know if this pan is big enough to be honest. It's a lot of veg. So the veggies finally cooked down. That took a while. Cause like I had the water boiling, everything else was like basically ready. But the veggies wanted to take their time. Now we're gonna add the sauce. And I just wanna say, this is so much sauce. Not in a bad way, but it's like a lot of sauce. Half of it in. I think I'm going for the easier route as I'm trying to put the vegetable mixture into the like noodle pot because the noodle pot is much bigger than this one. I'm spilling. We've got the finished plate. We got the little just egg on top, crispy onions, the green onions. It's pretty snazzy. It's nice and saucy, which is nice. And the crispy onions. I would put crispy onions on everything, honestly. The just egg with it is really good too. I just finished eating. Really good. I would probably rate it like a 9 out of 10. I feel like it came with 2 soy sauce packets and I definitely feel like maybe we could have just started with 1 because it was a little soy saucy for me. But I know a lot of people like my mom. So yeah, my mom would have loved this. She loves like a soy saucy noodle type thing. She would have been obsessed with this. Fortunately, she's away right now, so she didn't get to experience it. But I'll try and like maybe recreate it for her because I really think she'd like it. Honestly, if it was just a little less soy saucy, 10 out of 10. Love the veg. Noodles were great. Crispy onions were delectable. Pretty impressed with little HelloFresh because the meals so far have been delicious. So you literally try and cook dinner at 4:30 in the winter time and it's dark. So what are you gonna do? We're gonna make the lentil shepherd's cottage pie. Looks really good, looks super comforting, perfect for these like cold winterish days. Now this bag is by far the heaviest and the biggest one out of all of them. Veg, spices, sauce, base. Here's where it's coming in. The potatoes, those are heavy little suckers. peas. And there's cans in here. No wonder this one was so heavy. Canned lentils in a suspiciously aesthetic, minimalistic tin. Mushrooms. I love how they like, obviously they have to individually package everything and like there's things you need, but like this is just flour. Just like a little container of flour. That's funny. Now, I do make a pretty, if I do say so myself, bomb lentil shepherd's pie. Now this is a lentil cottage pie and I'm pretty sure that's like the correct terminology when you put potatoes on top or something. I don't know. Anyways, I make a really good one. So I'm very interested to see like how this one levels up comparatively, like in terms of, is it gonna be as good? We shall soon see. All right, we're chopping a little potato, russet potato. They got kind of like wrinkly in the fridge. Like I've never really put a potato in the fridge, like an uncooked potato. Now we're just gonna cut up all of our mushrooms. The mashed potatoes are done. Well, the potato part is done. Now we're gonna add some of the garlic salt, some of the parsley. You're supposed to add the cream cheese that they call potato. This potato. They supply, but obviously you can't do that. But the cream cheese is the only thing in this recipe that's not vegan, which is really nice. Okay, so I was mashing the potatoes, and I think I'm used to having a lot more potatoes than this, and I put more milk than I probably should have. So they're like a little bit, I mean, they're not actually that bad. They were like a little on the runny side, but can you ever really ruin a mashed potato? And goes our veggie mix. We've added our little flour to make our roux, and now we're adding in our peas, our tomato paste, which is interesting. Oh my god, it's so steamy. Oh, look at that. Tomato paste in a shepherd's pie. Okay, trust the process. Now we're opening our suspicious lentils, and it specifically says add the liquid, which is also a little suspicious. It usually asks you to drain the liquid. I'm suspicious. We just put it in the oven to broil. So we will see how it tastes and how it looks really good. Just adding fresh herbs to anything is just like chef's kiss. Look how beautiful it turned out. Oh my goodness, look at her. She's beautiful. The moment of truth. Need a little bit more salt. Literally the only thing really to season this was garlic salt and that's it, you know? Like usually I put sage and thyme. How cool are these things? These are like automatic salt shaker things that I got sent. Salt and pepper. The love of my life, those two things. Got little wee boy here. Woohoo! Overall, I would rate that meal like a 7 or 8 out of 10. I do think, hot take, my lentil shepherd's pie is better. There's just like a little more depth of flavor to it, but I don't usually put mushrooms, and that's a really nice addition. And the garlic salt was nice, add a little bit of punchiness. But overall, still really good, really flavorful. I still don't understand the tomato paste. That was odd. And it came together in about like 30-45 minutes. To be honest, I extended it a little longer because I didn't turn on the pan. Like I had all the mushrooms in it and they were like supposed to start cooking down. I just didn't turn on the pan. I was like, what's taking so long? Anyway, pretty freaking delicious. Got our very last little HelloFresh box. So tonight is the creamy mushroom Alfredo. Now this one, I know I'm gonna have to do some DIYing because what is this? Zari. What is this? Zari. Okay, so this pasta is for 4 people. And I feel like this is a dangerously small amount of pasta. And I don't think they understand how much pasta your girl can eat because this looks like barely 1 serving per bag. So that's gonna be interesting. Like I wonder how much is really going to, how far that's gonna go. Okay, so we've got all the veg cooking here. And then we've got our, this is my vegan Alfredo little saucy sauce. And I'm gonna put some of the veg in there. Got our cooked pasta. And I'm so hungry right now, but I'm also debating, it's where this said, and garlic bread. But obviously there's no garlic bread stuff in there, but it's like, do I just make some garlic bread? Right, here's our little Alfredo. Got a little bit of vegan parm and cheese on top. It looks delicious. All right, my camera battery is about to die. So I gotta do this quick. But this was like actually, oh, there's fettuccine. This is actually super easy to veganize, but that's because I make fettuccine Alfredo. Right as I was just finished editing this video, I realized I don't think I ever filmed a conclusion, and if I did, I have no idea where it is. But here's my little conclusion. I loved all of the meals from HelloFresh. Honestly, super quality ingredients, super delicious. Is the camera moving? easy to follow recipes. They were all relatively quick and easy. I loved every meal. It was super nice to kind of just have something on hand that like I didn't really have to think about. I'm a big planner in terms of our meals. Like I make meal plans, I make grocery lists, I do the shopping for it. So we got everything, we use it all. But obviously that's a lot of effort and not a lot of people have time for that. Not a lot of people do that. And I totally get that. So for someone like me, is it 100% worth it? Probably not, because I kind of budget everything out and like get a lot of bang for my buck when I like plan everything out. But if you're someone who doesn't like cook that often, or if you're someone who wants to get more into cooking but like doesn't want to like buy everything, or if you're someone who just doesn't like to like plan out meals and like have to think about it and all that, then it is 100% worth it, because super good recipes, it gets delivered right to your door. It's like literally measured out for you. So there's like definitely pros and cons. Another con maybe is that it's obviously a little bit expensive depending on what, like how many meals you want, when you want, how many people you're cooking for, right? Because I've got a big family, 6+ at times. So it's a lot of mouths to feed. And technically I think it only comes for like 4 people total. So, I like stretched out the meals for everyone. But yeah, overall, so delicious, so nutritious. Everything was fresh, delicious. And yeah, it really just comes down to, I guess, if you want to spend the money on it, and if you want to just, it's one of those things that you're paying for the convenience, right? And that's really down to everybody's individual thing, if it's worth it or not. But overall, I had such a good time. The camera's moving again. I would 100% have these meals again because they were delicious. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.